what you guys understood from the last session.
So,
because I want to make sure that you don't haven't awfully misunderstood a clue.
Let me check. I've used the most confused one.
So,
okay.
My reading of the situation
You did a lot.
is that somebody on the council or whoever is working against the council because they issued orders on behalf of the council to kill anyone who attempts to interfere with this person who is obviously working for the coil or whatever we call them. So this soldier lady was intimidating folks and threatening their families, giving them money, and then someone tried to kill us for talking to her. And it was all a ruse.
But the assassins were coming to save her.
Yes, they were coming to save her from us.
But
she admitted she was helping, get rid of Defoliant and to try and drive out the corruption within. There we go.
Yes.
Let's start the recap again.
But it is also possible for it to have been a genuine order. There's actually someone trying to hunt her down, and we just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
It is possible.
Which is what I think might actually be happening. I don't know.
I think it's very suspicious that a letter from the council was sent to the location that we had also been dispatched to, saying, "Watch out! Some people are coming to kill you."
Well, yes.
You better make sure you get them killed first.
It's
like a big coincidence to me.
Well, yes, but at the same time, we weren't sent there to kill, right? So,
which is very much the point.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that unless, what if imagine if Molasses didn't actually confront her, then we wouldn't be even close to being a threat. See what I mean? That wouldn't really apply to us in any way. So if they wanted to get rid of us, saying that we were sent to kill, when there's a possibility of us not interacting at all, I mean, that would be completely useless, wasn't it?
The assassins were waiting there, so we were talking to them both in Uvala. They didn't know we were going to.
So if we were targets, there's a better way for us for them to make us a target, because we could have completely avoided the confrontation had things gone differently, which would render their plan useless. Right. So I think that Uvala might actually 100% be in danger.
There's two things I have notes I want to say. So first of all, the note was from the Architect Irina, who's within the conclave, and she's working with Uvala to sabotage the defenses and the cannons to make the Grand Conclave look bad. But they know that by doing this, people did die. So there was damage from them doing this. So I think it's quite. I agree. I think it's a genuine thing. She's in trouble with people trying to kill her because they know she's in charge. So, but basically,
why would someone from the I keep forgetting what the council is called. Conclave?
Conclave. Let me check if it's Grand Conclave.
Why would someone from the Grand Conclave be sending protection out for someone who they didn't know was working against them?
But it was Irina who sent it out, who is obviously not in the Conclave, but she's a second Conclave that is working.
Let's get that 500 megabyte letter up again.
So Irina was part of the Conclave, but she's been removed. And her apprentice has taken over for now.
Just because she's part of the Conclave doesn't mean she's not working against the Conclave.
Unless whoever sent it actually did think that we might actually be a threat, like an actual proper threat to Uvala's life. In that case, the letter was genuine, but our intentions weren't clear.
Yeah, I think the letter was genuine.
So I think it's a lot more complicated than just assuming that someone on the council is just working against the council.
I think it could be, but I also think that there's a risk that we are big-braining it when there is a fairly obvious possible explanation, and we're like, but what if?
But isn't that part of the fun? Do you not want it to be an interesting story? Do you just want it to be basic?
I'm interpreting it in the way that I think is most likely, not in a way that it could possibly be interpreted.
That's why you can never make a good detective, Milo.
Well, the joke will be on you if I'm correct, then, won't it?
I would just say that we do know that the letter was sent from someone in the conclave. However, that person was Irina, who was removed. She barely.
It doesn't say it was sent by Irina.
Before we go on, because I think
I have a note here. The note had the sigil of High Architect Irina on it. So,
yeah, the
outside wax.
The wax, yes.
Right. Before we go on, because I mean, as much as I'm enjoying this, I feel like one of us four is completely lost.
I'm really enjoying myself. Please continue.
Frankly, I think all four of us are lost.
I mean, in a way, but one of us is even more lost.
So I will.
So you want to restart, Milo?
Yeah, I'm completely lost. This is like not what's in the book at all. But what I will do is I will challenge you four to maybe not think about how you think of it as you, but how your character is interpreting these clues.
Oh, that's a good question.
What conclusions would they? I know Daryl, the person, would like to big brain.
Yeah.
100-part
plan this.
Molasses last time. Molasses definitely bought into the fact that she was both impressed by and frustrated with this person that they accidentally caused lots of people to die. So she definitely doesn't believe she believed the concept that the Wavala who sabotaged the Irene, who was likely to do this, caused this death and destruction through their stupid plan. She's just still genuinely pissed off about being stranded at sea, to be honest. So she doesn't like any of them, but is impressed. So she's totally buys that Irina and Wavala are just wanting to keep sabotaging on the council. She doesn't remember right at the start. They just said no one trust anyone. She doesn't trust anyone anyway. And to be honest, her next plan, what I was thinking, she wants to do was to take Wavala to Irina and to talk with her. So that's kind of where. But I don't think she doesn't think that it's that's what after that directly. They just fell in the wrong place. We fell in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes, you currently have Wavala with you, and you. Yep. I get to choose her fate.
So, speaking from Carrick's point of view, one of the big characteristics that I had in mind when I was creating the character was he needs to be. Welcome back. He's a very gullible person. So as soon as he sees I'm guessing he read the letter and he saw that the assassins were there to protect Uvala's life, then he believes that Uvala's life is in danger by someone.
Mm-hmm.
So he's 100% on board with the fact that this person needs protecting.
Yeah. Yeah, so Carrich thinks the Conclave wants her alive. I'm working for the Conclave. It's effective.
Yep.
Oh, just because Irina said no.
He is just that kind of person. Like he's a very one note. Like just put him in that direction and he'll do it, and that's it.
Molasses slaps in the face and says, "No, they're not fun. They're affecting."
Is Mikey frozen for anyone else?
Yeah, probably. I'm changing my phone. Hello, can anybody hear me?
Sadly, yes.
You can hear me, but I'm frozen. You should have told
me. So can anyone give the bullet point version of what happened to Orixion?
Yeah, Milo was about to do it, right?
It started with the conclave meeting.
Yes. So we, and I say we, Zuriel wasn't actually there. It was Orixion and Molasses, for some reason, decided to go to the council. And they arrived at the council, and there was an altercation between a couple of dwarves. Duardin, and there was a ruckus between these two Duardin. Turns out one of them is in charge of the Defoliant cannons, and something is amiss, which we well know because there's plants and Nurgle shit everywhere. Then we arrived at the council, and there's a big old hoo-ha because everyone's pointing fingers. Some people are saying that that someone had snuck into the defoliant producing facility, and the lady in charge of the defoliant facility was like, "No, mate, it's completely secure." And then someone rocks up saying, "Well, actually, I've got a report here, and we snuck into it, and it says it's not secure." And Orixion looked at the report and went, "This is a fact." And everyone was like, "Wow."
Oh yeah, you nailed that like intuition test to read that report. It was
like 4 for 4 or something.
Yeah.
Absolute. This report is accurate. Anyway, that didn't go down well. The Duardin in charge of the factory stormed out, honor besmirched, and her subordinate another Doardin who she had recently punched for his insubordination,
He
put in charge.
Yeah, he's the one who had the report made as well. So
Right. There you go. Well, that certainly is undermining one's superiors. So anyway, now the Underminer is in charge. We were sent to check out the facility. We got to the facility, questioned a few people, rattled a few cages. The chaps, talked to the foreman, and long story short, collectively as a group, we figured out that this person at Ulvala, who we'd been with
the Free
when
Guild
we returned.
captain.
Yes, the Free Guild captain, who we'd seen and been like, "Yeah, you shall fight the Nurglings." Turns out she has been paying people off and threatening people's families in order to have them look the other way or arrange for the coil or someone, who knows, to sneak in and swap the Defoliant out for water or whatever was put in the cannons in the end, which stopped them from working. Conveniently, just as this was figured out, some shady figures started surrounding Carrich and Molasses, looking an awful lot like assassins. Zuriel spotted them, jumped them. We all fought them off with varying degrees of success.
I'll take it.
I think Orixion did get 2 kills though, out of 4.
Oh,
Orixion did some cracking last hitting, which was good. Stabby. Carrich, absolutely bulletproof, but absolutely owes Zuriel his life.
What? Why?
For spotting the ambush.
Fair.
Yeah, Molasses nearly fell in a vat of defoliant.
But didn't.
For no reason at all.
Molasses, instead of standing and fighting, tried to show off, nearly fell into a vat of defoliant. Spent all of her metal just to not drown in acid, and then got shot with a crossbow.
Yeah. Like a hero.
Yeah.
And then did 1 damage to an enemy. Anyway, all of that happened, and then we searched the bodies and we found this letter, which is what we were debating. And the letter says, basically, the Free Guild captain Ulvala, her life is in danger. You must protect her from whoever is coming to see her. It's very bad. And this letter was signed off by the officers of the Grand Conclave of Ambleguard.
Yeah.
And so, it's all very confusing.
Yeah.
Well,
and
there's a suffix to all that, which is that we talked to Ulvala, who then went on to say she freely admitted to some sabotaging with Defoliant and saying
Yes.
the Grand Conclave sucks. They need to replace. They're only doing this.
This
to make them
sucks.
look bad. And
She's
to try
like,
and get rid of
we
them.
just wanted to make him look bad.
Well, I think the implication is they're bad people, and it's all bad, and they need to be replaced. We don't know who she wants to replace them with, but yeah, the letter was signed by the Dwarden we were talking to earlier, who got kind of kicked out.
So
Irina,
yeah.
so she's part Conclave, but also kind of.
yeah, so I can sprinkle in a few nuggets in there as well. That would be good to keep in mind. So Ulvala does admit that she was part of the Black Scale Coil. She believes that they have the interests of the people of Ambleguard at heart, and the Conclave doesn't. Also, you were sent by Morgan Kassan to talk to Irina as well, and sort of help her help understand the situation that's going on with the Defoliant, and sort of clear Irina's name that was besmirched. But you chose to go straight to the facility. I think that's it.
So there's a chance that Irina isn't involved in the actual plot to get rid of the Defoliant. But how would she know that exactly?
There is a chance.
How would she know that Ulvala is responsible for people dying because she let the walls fall down? And how do other people know? Well, I guess would be my question.
How do they know what?
How would Irina know that Ulvala was like her life was at risk because she let people kill?
Well, perhaps if she was involved in the plot herself, she would know.
Well, that's why I think that's why I assumed she wasn't. I That's what I'm saying. As well as, is there a chance she isn't?
Yeah. I mean, also, wax seals are sealed by.
It's order of the is by the.
It's not a thumbprint.
Oh, it says being unable to protect the loved ones during the recent breach, so it doesn't actually say. Okay, right.
Yeah. So
okay.
I was wondering whether we had conducted any kind of possible investigation into whether the wax seal could have been fake.
No, that's a bit of a pain.
But that seems like something to do after we've left the vats.
Yeah,
Am I assuming that we're coming to this story the moment after the shadowy killers have been dispatched?
Pretty much.
And we're just around,
little chat
passing this letter around, arguing about it.
It's after you found the letter and questioned Uvala, who's now kind of said her piece and is waiting for your judgment. And she says, if you give me over to the Conclave, I'll be executed as a traitor. But if you have the sort of security of Avalgard, if you hold that as the most important thing, then you won't hand her over.
Yeah, my thing is to go take her to Arena, because she clearly is concerned about her fate, and use her either as a bargaining chip or some kind of just way to leverage more information out of Arena. That's my plan, or Molasses' plan.
I think Orixion would just be more concerned about not. He would immediately reach the conclusion that handing her over to the Conclave for judgment is as good as judging her ourselves, and would decide that until we have more information and evidence about how assassins apparently came to be sent after us by the Conclave, it's not yet.
Well, we don't know. That's the thing we don't know. Well, I see what you mean. Yes, we don't know that the assassins. We know they sent them to protect her from some people who were trying to get revenge on her because she couldn't protect them from the Nurgle. That obviously isn't us, but yeah, the question is, what was that like a cover to describe who we were? But we also said that'd be pretty coincidental because they didn't know we were necessarily going to see Uvala, so it's all a bit. But then maybe the assassins were just watching Uvala all the time when they saw us kind of gathering, seeming to be a bit threatening.
They did begin to attack. I can't remember what exactly you said, but I remember it's triggered when someone is being aggressive. I think I was being very friendly.
Was it when you were blackmailing her?
I think it was when I pinned up
Might have been it.
with a knife to her back, blackmailing her. Yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah.
The trigger.
But the
very snowflakes, all I say.
But the two other locations that you can also go to are Irina's house and her office, which is within the Conclave. So
could just do a little stealth recce mission and go through some files rather than actually talk to her at all. The office should be abandoned, right? If she's been kicked out, she'll be back at her house, and the office is actually going to be.
Yeah,
it's not a bad idea, but speaking from Carrich's point of view, I think he would pick the house, even though I personally would pick the office. But
yeah,
Carrich, house.
Well, again, I was up for just barging in, just taking it to Arena as well, and just chatting her way. So I'm up for the house.
We should find somewhere safe to keep our captive, and the house seems like the more secure choice.
We also had a good rundown of all the prisoners we've taken over our campaigns and how bad that's always been. That was quite fun.
I need to increase your volume because you're either mumbling or something is happening with your volume today.
Everyone's not too quiet.
I can hear the beginnings of your sentences, Mike, but it just kind of
okay, so it's not just me. All right, I thought maybe something was wrong with my.
Well, I'll just speak in very short sentences.
Like you're doing it deliberately.
I might be. I tend to trail off my conversations.
All right. So you all agreed to take Uvala to Irina's house.
I guess. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently so.
So her house is situated. You see where there's that big red fiery bit on the eastern side?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Guess where all the Duardin live?
I'm thinking that big red fiery bit.
Yeah. So you head there to where her house is. And I can read you something. What is it? Ah, yes. Irina's home is the epitome of an Ironworld engineer's residence. Large machines sit half exposed in a veritable scrapyard outside their home. Anvils, machining tools, and sundry equipment take up a workshop larger than the house itself. A hammer blow rings out from within the workshop, striking again and again in practiced rhythm. There's a loud scrape, then a yell, and then a hammer flies through the thick glass of one of the workshop's windows. You hear Irina curse loudly from inside before slamming the workshop's door open, startled by your sudden appearance outside her home. And so did you, on the way there, what did you say to Uvala? Like, did you tell her what you were going to do with her, or where you were going, or?
Oh, I'm definitely whispering all kinds of none true.
I mean, I wouldn't say a thing.
Orixion would have explained to her in emotionless terms, we are holding you pending further investigation. We'll be finding a safe place to keep you very soon. Keep quiet, and you will be investigated fairly, as Sigmar wills it.
Yeah, I think as you approach and you see Irina coming out of her house, I think Uvala sort of looks to you surprised. She has no idea why she was expecting to go to a prison cell or something. She has no idea why you brought her to the High Architect's residence.
Plot, darling, plot! For the lols!
The lolsies. Probably. Well, yeah, I think last time I was in there, I was kind of telling her that we need to take her there to use her as leverage, but yeah, not too much really now.
Okay, so Irina sort of fixes you a glance, picks up her hammer which she held through the window, and gestures it at you, and says, I suppose you've been sent by the Conclave to investigate me. Well, you better get started. Sooner you finish, sooner you can leave.
She might have seen Uvala. If not, I kind of shove her to the front of the group. She stumbles on the leg. We want to know more about what you know about this miscreant.
She peers at Uvala's face, or frowns, and says, "Oh, I know you, Captain Uvala. Is that correct? You're in charge of one section of the walls." Uvala just nods.
You can drop the facade, you silly Duarden. We've seen everything. We've seen notes implicating your relationship and the threat to her life, and it almost got us killed while we were having a gentle conversation about normal things. Assassins sent by the Conclave. You mistook us for other people who meant her harm and almost killed us. We know that she's working for the Black Coil, trying to overthrow the Conclave. We know you're not friendly with the Conclave either. We want to know what the Conclave has done that's so wrong. And also that where that bloody pirate is. Kicks off his boat. Yeah, show the hand. Go for it. We know what really.
He completely.
You know what I'm going to ask for, don't you?
What?
What proof do you have?
An
Athletics
intimidation.
How about a spellcasting test?
Channeling my awesomeness.
Stealth test? I should get some intimidation.
I think you should.
I would do
Every time, look at your character sheet, see what you're good at, and then act that.
No, I feel like that's metagaming. I just go with what feels right to the.
No, it's not metagaming.
It's not metagaming. You do what you're good at. You say that in real life. Oh, I'm good at that. But if I do that, then I'll be metagaming my own life.
Well. Fine.
Also, Mikey's such a metagamer.
I am.
I wouldn't do that. That's metagaming. But which test is best?
I try not to when I'm thinking about it. I only have 2 souls, so it better be easy. Forgive me. 2-1.
Well, she's a super tough Duardin who knows a lot of things. Probably like a 5'2".
Great. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
You got a 4 in 36 chance.
Why is intimidation so? You
Maybe.
say 5'2"?
Yeah.
That's. I mean, that's fewer things to get.
But the cool thing
Nah.
is, oh,
One
close.
success. What's closer? 1 and a 5. Go use my metal to do something.
Double your training or focus.
I have
Could
no
be a
training
problem.
or focus.
Could be a problem there. But I always say, when you play your characters, the first few sessions you're trying them out, and then when you find out who they are, then you can start molding them into what you want them to be.
Sure, I'm still the molding phase.
I think maybe you're finding out what you want Molasses to be.
Exactly.
Well, I guess I forget. While she feels intimidating in her personality, she's not. But that's maybe her character. She's not as sprightly as she thinks she is.
I mean,
Yeah.
she could be deadly without being intimidating, which is what she is supposed to be at least for now.
Well, but every time I try and shadow start, one going groans. Oh, there he goes, shadow again.
That's why I said that's what she's supposed to be. I'm not saying she's actually deadly.
Yeah, but I think that groan is not because you're using it. It's because you use it like at every opportunity.
Well, if you had a golden gun, you'd use a golden gun every time you got around this, wouldn't you?
You mean the bolter that he literally had for the whole of last campaign that did 45 damage.
Hey, look, it was only really good at the end.
Hey, it found its way. Well, look,
The big irony really there is the only reason I ended up with a broken bolt gun is because you first tested breaking mechanics on your flamer, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's that.
Yeah.
that sounds
So
great.
that's right, I'm blaming it on you.
I can blame you all you want. Well, hey, I made my move. That's where me.
All right. So I can't remember what you'd said now, but I think I get the gist. I think Irina just looks completely confused and a bit annoyed, and so drops the hammer on the floor and says, "Have you seriously come here from the Conclave to accuse me of sabotaging the Defoliant cannons and having anything to do with the Black Scale Coil? Did you not see me punch my apprentice out for him saying the same thing?"
You're welcome to try and punch me.
No, really, you are actually welcome to try and punch this one out. Now,
No one will
look,
stop you.
Shadowstalker.
if you've got nothing to do with Ulvala, it's probably about time you explained why we've got this letter, and it tries to figure out who's got the letter. It's probably Molasses.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've got the fake letter. Oh, Alex, you missed the best thing,
Oh, yeah.
which was that I can't have a
Wait,
black
what?
box.
No, I see Orixion as the one who would have the letter, probably.
I think so,
really,
yeah.
in his in a folder under his arm.
Yes.
It's
A
just
ring,
like
a
just
ring behind
folder.
her. Properly hole punched.
Yeah, Orixion produces a Grox leather zippy conference folder with about 30 business cards in it. And
Does it like open out and it's got a selection of quills on one
Yeah.
side,
Buff.
and then like
three
parchment
or four
on the other?
quills of different sizes and like kind of tiny glass ink pots that are kind of fused into the thing using magic for no reason. And also this letter in a vellum slipcase from which Orixion removes it and says to... What's her name? Sorry, the Duardin?
Irina.
Irina.
To Irina. We are far from the stage of making accusations against anyone, least of all you, High Engineer. What's her title?
High Architect.
High Architect. We've been tasked with investigating this city by... Well, I've been tasked with investigating the city by the God King himself. We are on the orders still of the High Conclave. And we come here on a mission of investigation, nothing more, nothing less. We need your help understanding this letter. He just holds it up. Within view of her, but does not hand it to her.
I imagine she sees the wax seal as well, That being the proof.
Mm-hmm.
The pudding.
She looks at it and scoffs and says, well, anybody on the Conclave should know that I'm rarely spend any time in my offices in the Conclave. I spend most of my time here. That's why I'm here right now. The only time I use my office is for very quick occasions. Anyone could have taken the wax seal from my office. This doesn't prove anything.
Who might?
Go on, sorry, go on.
No, please.
I was just going to say, right then, well, if anyone could have done this, who might be likely to access your office? I've watched police shows. Yeah.
Do you have any enemies?
And we will be investigating this to the letter of the law.
Don't leave town.
She just shakes her head and says, the doors are locked, but not that securely. Anyone with any mind for mechanics could break into the office easily. Anyone of my kind, in any case.
And usually lacks security for one so conscious of technology and mechanics, if I might say so, my architect.
As I said, I hardly used the office. There's nothing of value in there apart from unless you find minutes of meetings, endless conclave meetings to be of great importance.
Apart from your personal wax seal, usable to give orders to assassins in the name of the conclave. Do you see where we're going with this, High Architect?
Have they not figured out
May we
something
come
like...
inside? Share a cup of whatever Dwarf drink.
She scowls at you and says, she says, aye, if I considered myself to be in danger of blackmail and fraud, then I would have taken more caution with my wax seals. I thought the conclave was guarded from the outside. I didn't realise it had to be from within.
And yet, here we are. Let us work together and find who's behind this. Seriously, I'm very thirsty. Can we come inside, please?
Pop one of your Gyranis. Aqua Gyranis's.
I'm so hydrated.
We basically told her that Uvala was working with Black Coil. Did she not? Did Irina not react to that? Was she not concerned that she'd asked her to save the life of someone that actually did actually cause it? By all accounts, the letter was sent for us to cheat the girl trying to kill her because it's just on her drinking a watch. But actually, it turns out that she's actually actively helping Noah get into town. Did she not react to that fact at all, Irina?
I think what I got was that you were accusing her of collaborating with Uvala to sabotage the cannons and do all this stuff. That was what she was mostly refuting.
Sure, that's fair.
But you could press that issue again.
Yeah, I will. Before we head in for some delicious you do understand what we're saying, though. You asked us to save the life of someone who was working for the Black Coil, who, while you may have thought was in danger because of her just shoddy workmanship, actually conjured up a very devious and delectable plan to disable your defences, and thereby did let them know then actively. So the angry people have every right to want to tear her limb from limb. I could help them if you want, but it's fine. What do you have to say about that this person trying to protect is actually guilty of what she's being hunted down for?
I think she just frowns again and says, I've never seen that letter before in my life, and I have no idea what this captain has been up to until you just told me.
Fair enough.
So,
Right. Well, how about we look at this from another direction then? Okay, we take your word. You didn't write the letter. What we have right here is something exonerating you from your lacking security. A critic of the council who has confessed to undermining the security of your operation. Is that something of interest to you? Do you think you could help us join a few dots here with this information?
She says, I know that I'm innocent, so of course I will collaborate with the Conclave to find the truth. So if you must ask me more questions, you better come inside.
Thank fuck.
Does he actually say that?
No.
It's incredibly rude sword.
Much appreciated. My good friend Orixion the Just here, I just saw him eyeing up some of the molten steel to wet his whistle, and it's not advisable even for a stormcast.
I'm 9 months sober. It would be very bad. 9 months unmolten. Just carry on. Going back to the drawing board.
Does she offer us a nice drink and a cake when we get in? The blueberry hot cross buns from M&S are good.
The person you're accusing of being a traitor to Amelgard.
I feel like we've softened on that.
I thought we've softened her up by changing tack.
No, I mean not enough to get free food and drink, hospitality. I think she wanted you gone straight away when you arrived, and now it's even more so.
Damn it, Milo! I want blueberry muffins.
Well, look,
Really
we need to find out more from you. And I tell you what, we'll offer you something that you could help. We'll help you find out what happened in your office. So I particularly enjoy being mysterious as a bugger and sneaking around. So we're more than happy to go and find out who's been messing with your good stuff and clear your name. But we need to find out more from you and help you out. You're clearly at odds with the Conclave, so if you're not to be welcome there anymore, we can go and find out who's been sneaking into your office and forging your letters and find out for you. But we must talk to you further in your lovely house. It's a bit small, but it's fine.
Yeah, she has offered you to come into the house.
No, well, they just said she was annoyed at us.
Yeah, but she's not going to give you food and drink.
Oh, right, okay. Well, that's the line, is it? You can come in, I'm not spending a penny on it.
Yeah.
It's possible to invite someone into your house out of politeness, but still be annoyed at them.
I don't know. Well,
Must
then.
be very...
Especially if they're a dick.
Well, I don't care about his drinking food as long as you're serving like 7 fingers. I'm fine.
What's her name again?
Irina.
Right.
There you go.
Right, Irina. It's the word is that you've had a little disagreement with your subordinate who's been questioning the security of your facility. Do you think there's any chance that he could be involved with the coil?
She glances down and says, There is every possibility. I couldn't rule it out. The same with everybody. But I feel like he's been pushing for us to run the city a different way for a while. He was definitely getting frustrated with me as I him. He could have tried to force the matter himself. But I've known Zadri for years. I can't see him doing that.
Right, good to know. His ambition has been noted. It is by my friend Orixion, the Just, who witnessed it firsthand and then relayed it to me. Is there anyone else then who you have suspicions of that you've interacted with professionally? As I said, we are here to help, but we can really only help so much with this cooperation you tell us you're giving us. Not getting a great deal of information out of you.
She says, well, anybody could have taken my wax seal and paper and forged a letter. I think you should start with who would like to see the city of Anvilgard fall to external forces. I doubt even Uvala would like to see the people of Anvilgard die.
What say you, Uvala?
Well, she's already shown she's a find
Yeah.
Black Heart and allowed people to die on her watch. So
Yeah. No,
maybe
well,
it's going,
no.
But I'm
She
interested
said,
in what she would say, because
well,
GM
when-
said, like, even she wouldn't want that, but what is her?
Okay. So she says, as I told you at the production facility, I did what I did to make the Conclave look bad. I didn't want any life loss.
Ah. Yes.
Ah, right. So a bleeding heart, because unfortunately a stupid one. Very good.
a stupid, deadly person. My kind of character.
Such a rude party.
What rude?
Can you-
Sabotaged the city, resulting in death.
There's been no death.
Yes, there has been at least 4 deaths.
We nearly
Not with the sabotage defoliant. There was the you killed the Nurgle tree and that was it.
That's true.
Yeah, but it was touch and go.
There would have been death.
Yeah, there would have been death.
Yeah.
Plus, that Nurgle tree definitely would have eaten some innocent jungle wildlife.
Yeah. Giant spider or two.
We're supposed to be polite to traitors.
So we've misunderstood that because obviously again I was assuming that that she said people were coming to hurt her because she'd let people die in the recent breach of the city's wall, but the recent breach of the city wall was surely because of the fact that Defoliant wasn't
What?
What?
working.
When you
What
say
are you
we've
saying?
misunderstood, I think you mean
Just you.
just
No. The
the
people
veracity of the letter is in question. I think that
Yeah,
needs to be
alright.
made clear.
All right.
We don't know who the letter is from, who wrote it, if it's true, or or any of that. We just don't know.
Sure.
We just know
Do-
that someone. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Do any of you start to search around?
I mean,
No.
it's an option, but it's a bit weird. Talking about a rude
Yeah.
party, if we just start ransacking them.
No.
Yeah.
Unless
Sorry.
I would imagine like everyone's like sitting down and like talking, and Jack is just cross-legged
Yeah.
on the floor. Just
I'm
doing
not searching a workshop. It seems like you can manage that a little bit. Just suddenly start ruffling.
Milo, please, you're on camera.
Orixion will kind of take in a very long, deep breath, and then let out that same breath, and turn to Irina and say, "We seem to have reached an impasse here. You say that as far as you are aware, any person with access to the Conclave chambers could access your office, steal the seal, and attempt to have us killed to prevent us from uncovering the mysteries of the Defoliant. You say you do not know anything further about who might have done that or why. I say that if you withhold any information in that testimony from us, then you withhold it from the God King himself. And I implore you to share with us anything that could help us find who sent or forged this letter, and who is working to allow the forces of chaos into Anvilgard. Unburden thyself, my architect. Unburden thyself. And he uses unburden thyself. So it's an opposed soul determination test versus my soul devotion.
Alright.
My soul devotion is 5 chance cubes. Yeah.
Ooh.
Is it bad? I can't even see. Oh,
Yeah, it is. It's very bad.
It's not really going to do about that. I've got 1 focus, but it don't really make much difference. Get it up to 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think she obviously does want to help. Well, she I'm not going to say, obviously, this is what Irina is thinking, because that's giving the game away. But so I think she says...
Fucking RP'd it all good as well.
I know.
Nice.
I'm taking that into account. She says... Alright. She says, if you want my opinion, I feel... What's Alex doing something to his nose?
What's going on?
It's a nasal inhaler. I've got like a stuffy nose.
I've never seen that before. I was very confused.
Orixion the Coke.
Keep it in a plastic tube.
Quick mid-session.
Yeah, so Irina says, I will try and be completely honest with you, Stormcast. I want to prove my innocence, but normally the framed are not able to have no knowledge of what's happening more than you do. I suggest going to my office to try and find any clues as to who's tampered with it, but unfortunately that conclave meeting earlier today, it suddenly makes sense as to why Zadre was trying to set me up to fail like that. I thought it was jealousy and ambition, but this feels too much like a coincidence. He's now in charge of the Defoliant and the way it's spread throughout the city.
I think we're overlooking one very important thing. If there has indeed been... Well, if the letter was indeed fake, if Irina has indeed been framed, wouldn't that mean that she is probably in danger as well?
I'm really thrown off. Was this always Carrick's voice?
Yes.
She says, I think they want me. I think I'm right where they want me, which is being investigated and kept out of the conclave and away from any important decisions.
I think at this point...
I think it's time we head back to the conclave and check out these offices.
One point remains. Hi, Architect. Thank you for your candor. We recognise the point that the framed often find it very difficult to produce evidence for their innocence. Therefore, I offer you this chance to show faithfulness in the eyes of the God King by aiding us in our investigation. Would you temporarily act as custodian for this prisoner in your house, allowing us to go about our investigation unhindered by a bound traitor?
Wouldn't it make more sense for them to actually join us instead of abandoning them alone?
Well, it's kind of a good test of whether she's legit or not, right?
Yeah. Well...
I mean, Orixion says that. Everybody else is very, very free to be like...
Oh no, I replied to Orixion.
Kill her instead!
Yeah, that's Molasses.
Slice.
Also, Mikey, you didn't recognize the voice because I don't think I've spoken for 2 sessions, so that's why.
I thought it was softer, and I feel like it's...
It was literally. I told you guys it was. I'm trying to. It was based off of. Oh, you don't play League of Legends, so never mind.
Lame. Yeah. So she just says. She says a weird request, but I will fulfill it in the name of proving my innocence, and I guess I don't have a job for now, so why not?
You play Scrabble at all?
Do you have a Kindle?
Zuriel, help! Get them with us. Do not let Orixion convince them to stay here.
I'm afraid I have no interest in carrying a party of civilians through the city on our investigation, Carrich.
Agreed. They might end up killing each other, which would be enjoyable to come back to. But I have one final question for Uvala. If we are to believe that perhaps the associate of Irina who ousted her from the clan, they would imply to me that perhaps if he is part of your Black Order, if he's trying to also sabotage them. Uvala, do you know more about this character who might be working to out Irina? And if you say tell us more, then perhaps we'll make sure that Irina here is nice with you. Otherwise, she might be a bit more rough around the edges, shall we say, while she looks after you.
Irina just holds her hands up and says, "Nope, that's not the agreement. I'll watch her. I will not be doing any talk show."
Pain in the ass, Irina. You don't work with me at all. We're not going to be friends.
I mean, that's literally the relationship between the Daughters of Khaine and all the other Order factions. Is like, why are they here? Why does this work?
Who invited these
people?
Well, I don't know. It sounds to me like that.
I mean, we know now why Marathi was like that, but spoilers. Yeah, Uvala just repeats what she said to you in the facility, that the information that she got was all anonymous and just marked Office of the Grand Conclave.
All of her speech options are grayed out now. That's fine.
Exactly.
What was the name of not Irina's apprentice? Not apprentice. What was it, like a second in command? The person who's replaced her.
Yeah, Zadre was. I think she calls him apprentice. Yeah.
He's apprentice. Okay.
Yeah, she does call him apprentice.
Good. I didn't know that. Cool. Right, we're off to see the office.
You're fired. That's what she should have said.
Okay, Trump, calm down.
No, Alan Sugar.
Look, Alan Sugar was there first.
Yeah.
He's marginally better than Trump, but not.
Sorry, I'm not up to date with all your pop references.
Not
at least look. Can we just appreciate the fact that at least I got something right? Or,
That's
I
true.
understood.
I just want to challenge the up-to-date point, because The Apprentice has been going for like 12 or 15 years or something stupid like that.
Fine.
12 years too long.
Yeah.
I agree.
And people only
Fast
go on
travel.
it so they can, don't know what they
Katie
do.
Hopkins.
Yeah, literally get a job on talk radio.
That's the best case from going on The Apprentice is you become Katie Hopkins. That's your windows of opportunity from it.
Isn't
Go.
Katie Hopkins disliked? Or am I just getting
Yes.
confused again?
Yes.
She is.
Universally and globally by anyone who is not insane.
So why would you want to be here?
Well, that's
Because
the
Well,
some
she's
people
also-
don't.
Presumably quite wealthy now.
Actually, she's not anymore because she got
Anymore.
sued so
She
many
keeps getting,
times for all of the
Yeah.
libel.
She
All
was
of-
wealthy for a
all
bit,
of the
though.
libel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
the libel.
What is happening? What is happening?
There's no more Katie Hopkins influence in this.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that out of the video now. It's all
Yeah,
slander.
you really do have to cut that out.
I'm gonna get sued by LBC. Anyway, get James O'Brien on my ass. So you head back to the Conclave. You find the office of Architect Irina.
Yes, we're being very stealthy.
Well, I mean, you're investigating on behalf of the Conclave, so I don't think they mind.
Well,
But you could be stealthy if
Yes.
you want.
I'd just
So
like
now we
to.
can.
I'd like to momentarily retcon the point that I like to think that we've asked for her key.
Fine.
Well, if we said that we're going
Yeah, well, she offered.
Yeah,
she wanted
just-
to go, so.
Before it's like the door is locked. We're like, well, we would have asked for the key.
Yes,
Yeah, well-
yes. Maybe you could all roll crafting together, and maybe get one
Yeah.
success.
Make a key.
Yeah. Or maybe, Orixion and Zuriel can band together and possibly break down an office door.
Yeah,
Easy enough. They didn't.
fine. So you go into the Grand Conclave Monument Hall, I think it's called, and Molasses is blipping from plant pot shadow to plant pot shadow.
Intimidating everyone that
Yeah.
she walks past.
To the confusion of all the bureaucrats.
Just pressing A to go from
They can't see. They just see shadows whispering around as if like.
Yeah. I've just rewatched The Good Place, so I'm just imagining like an office. Stephen Merchant's there. Hi.
Yeah.
There's cake in the kitchen if you'd like. So you reach her office and you make your way inside. Entering the unlocked room, the bright sunlight plays through the blinds and illuminates the dusty air. 2 desks are tucked into the corner of the room, although they don't seem to be well used.
Which kind of fits with what she said. I guess.
Yes. So you can intuit, without rolling, that perhaps this is where Irina and Zadre work together.
Well, it's 2 desks, so...
Yes.
You don't need to be a genius to think that.
Unless she's rocking 2 desks.
Zuriel
my gaming desk.
Would like to search the premises for the seal.
The seal! Okay. Give us an awareness test, please.
Sure diddly will.
We not have an investigation in this. I get some...
We've got intuition, but I think awareness is probably appropriate.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
use
was trying
either
to, just a comment on how... Because I keep bouncing back and forth right now between Soulbound and D&D, and I get confused with what's on one and what's on the other.
Yeah, and we had investigation in Wang as well.
Yeah.
What's the DN?
Well, it should be a 4-2, but I'll make it a 3-2 because you know what you're looking for.
Well, that's a first in life.
Nice.
Thank you.
It's too true.
Well, I've rolled 3 successes.
Very good. So...
Didn't even need your bonus there.
So you turn the room upside down. Literally with lightning. And
Zap! We'll find it in here somewhere! Zap! Zap! Maybe it's in the book! Zap!
So
Celestial Vindicator's not suited to subtle investigation.
Yeah. Just Kratos smash the whole room.
Powering people.
Yeah. So, and now is the fun bit where Milo's done such a good awareness test, I could tell you every single detail that's written down on this page.
Nice.
So, the room itself is covered in a thin layer of dust that coats everything apart from the desks. Searching Zadre's desk reveals nothing more than some old letters of no interest. In Irina's desk, however, you find 3 envelopes bearing a cog and feather seal. However, there is no sign of the wax seal or signet rings. But inside each of these envelopes is a list of dates and locations throughout Ambleguard, signed in wax with the black scale coil's insignia, a shadowy black tendril. There are also 10 files of Aqua Gyranis in each envelope.
Well.
How many envelopes again? 4.
3.
So wait, one was what?
So they're all basically the same. They've all got 10 files of Aqua Gyranis, and they've got lists of dates and locations in them. Cross-referencing them with the map, which you find in the office because she's an architect, she spends a lot of her time around the city walls, so she has a big map. And you can notice that the locations are all crossroads in Anvilgard. And one of the list of dates is today. And the times listed are a couple of hours from hence.
So
You
is
said-
times applying to specific locations, or not?
Yes, each location has a different date.
Oh wow!
And they were all stamped, sealed by the Black Lord.
They're all sealed by Irina's wax seal, but they're signed with the emblem at the end. You know how the other letter has
Yes.
Yeah, the
Anvilgard.
yeah.
symbol. This has been signed by the Black Scale Coil.
But on the outside, so it's like on the outside, it would look like it was being sent by Irina. When you open it up, it's actually a letter from. Okay, cool.
How far from our current location is today's spot?
It's you're in the center of town, basically, so it's definitely reachable in time.
Okay. As long as we don't spend ages further investigating the office.
Yeah. But that's all you find of interest.
And the envelopes, they were just on the table, or they were tucked away secretly. Are they pretty?
They're in the drawer of the desk, not in a hidden compartment or anything. But you open the desk and then there's some envelopes and they're in there. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super hidden secret stash, and 1 being totally obvious on the desk as you come in, it's probably about a 7 or 8.
Yeah, you see them. If they'd assume the seal would be, well, won't open their mail, so it'll be fine.
Good find in there, Zuriel.
Very good
Top finding.
I've been trained in the ways of investigation and looking for hidden information as I've searched my studies for the chamber, and as such I was able to open this drawer and discover these letters.
It's like being in the library in Azir.
Yes. Well, I suppose our path is clear from here. We have a location at a time, and now we need to find out what it denotes.
Agreed. We should investigate the coil's purpose. This location. Also, give me those documents.
I've got my travel on.
My good friend, you may file these away, but I shall file away these files for safekeeping, if you will.
They should be shared equally amongst the party.
They shall be sequestered for now as evidence, Orixion, as I'm sure you will approve.
They should be hole punched, and they should be post-it noted with date and time.
Do you have any plastic baggies in which I can put this evidence securely?
The ones with like little printed white bits that you can write on in biro.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. Orixion will like raise an eyebrow and then just sort of like give a small nod and be like, "We will deal with this later." to the wherever it is we're going.
To the Mr. Machine.
Flies straight out the window.
He just teleports away, and the other two are like,
Well, no, Molasses can also like use shadows.
yeah. But it's daylight outside. Molasses is just popping around the different corners of the room, appearing under books, not really getting anywhere.
Yeah.
I need to get a steed or something.
See a large person walking by the window. You there, stop there in the sunlight.
Quite seriously, Orixion could fly ahead and get somewhere high up and see if you can spot anyone acting suspiciously, while the others make it foot slogging.
Book slogging.
It's gonna be like on those crime shows, you know, when you've got one of the sky rozzers looking over you.
Yeah, gonna be Marty Pie in the sky.
And people are like, "Oh shit, lads!"
So literally like central London every Saturday.
Yes, that's
so
true.
Some
that's
dickheads on a demonstration.
Yeah, instead of a repurposed news helicopter, it's going to be a really fuck-off massive guy in plate armor with a lantern that shoots lasers.
Yeah. And a star blade.
Sort of shoots lasers.
Sort of shoots like barely like a failing battery torch.
Yeah, like
a wind-up torch.
In time, could give you a tan. Right. Well,
oh yeah.
Zuriel doesn't actually teleport out the room, so he'll walk.
Fine. So Orixion, you arrive first at an intersection of roads, one leading to the harbour and one going to the dry dock. You get there and then the rest of the team arrive a little bit before midday, and the road's pretty busy. A lot of carts and animal guardians passing to and fro, visiting the various shops and establishments. The two streets are home to a baker, and also the Bleakscale Harbour Tavern, an apothecary, various grocers, butchers, and dry goods stores. And now I will need you all to roll me a awareness test
Oh, I'm gonna fail this.
as you search the area.
We're at the crossroads, but nothing stands out. It sounds pretty.
It's a very busy street, so you'll be looking for anything untoward.
Yeah.
So it's a 5-1.
So it's a big 0 from Orixion. He's too high up.
2 successes from me. Big successes.
Big boys.
Big boys.
Big numbers.
Big numbers.
Carrich,
No, all is not Bonn with him.
yeah. Should give him a +1 for his awareness because he's not got that massive helmet on.
Yeah, that's true.
Bonus.
And then a -1 for not being here.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's fine. We've got successes. So, you see a lot of delivery wagons going to and fro. Oh, it's Daryl says to me.
Ooh,
Blue screen of
Gaza coming
death.
in.
Oh, B-Sod.
Oh dear.
Oh shit. Wow.
Ouch.
Get good. Right, so there's a bunch of delivery wagons, and you spot one of them that's being guarded by 6 Free Guild soldiers.
Free Guild.
Free Guild, yes. And you wouldn't normally be that worried about that, but considering that you just sort of citizens arrested a captain of the Free Guild, you have reason to suspect. So as you watch, the cart is empty. It stops at the side of the Bleakscale Harbour Tavern, where 2 of the cart guards open the beer cellar entrance built into the road, and they go down into it. Shortly after, they carry out some barrels and put them onto the cart.
You're saying that Vala was actually a Free Guild captain. You're saying.
Yeah, she was a Free Guild captain, which is the soldiery who protect the town. The Sutter.
Okay, great. So this is obviously a drop or a pickup of.
Yeah. Anyone kind of trying to scrutinise these soldiers? Give me a 4-1 intuition.
Oh yes. Scrutiny ahoy.
So scrutinous.
Let me roll scrutiny. We say
So,
1.
so little scrutiny.
You say 1 or a 2? Say 2.
4-2. Sorry, 4-1.
1.
I can't even choose 1. The target DN.
It's just because the DN is 4.
Yep. Damn it.
I rolled 4 1s.
No.
Alright, so Zuriel and Molasses stop bickering enough to notice that the Free Guild soldiers seem very alert and cautious.
Obviously a drop off.
You've seen enough soldiers to know when they are on business. You know, they're doing something. Yeah, they are on guard, not just milling around the town on a leave. You can all any extra successes? Yes, and then you
out.
Yes. So you can see that many of them are nervously tapping their weapons. But the barrels are brought up, put onto the cart, and it starts to roll off again.
Is it heading towards the docks or towards the centre of town? Or in another direction entirely?
Let me see on this map.
To work out what intersection this was supposed to be.
Oh yeah, we said it was quite central. It was quite. Give us a
We
number.
said it was between a road, like in one direction went off towards the dry dock and the other towards the harbour.
Bleakscale Harbour Tavern is number 9.
Number
Yeah.
9. Number 9.
Which is sort of north, near the harbour.
Yeah, I see it. I'm torn as always because I'm torn between my natural urge to want to do something crafty and the learned urge is not to fuck around and split up the party. But assuming we're going to want to follow them, and assuming it's possible again, a little sneaky shadow step and somehow fixing myself to the bottom of the underside of the wagon to follow them more urgently is my first urge. But that again will be left to the rest of the party. If we're not planning to follow them, then that leaves me to fuck up by myself. Obviously, I won't do that. But I would assume, my head takes me to they're traveling to Defoliant. The ship earlier had the Defoliant, so it's all going somewhere. We want to fucking follow this Defoliant and get to where it's going. Is that everyone else's read? Before I start fucking around?
Yep.
I, for one, would really like Molasses to cling to the bottom of the...
Hey,
Hey, Dazza. So,
catch up.
so if you want Molasses just to roll a stealth test to follow, that is possible, and you can use Molasses to keep an eye on the wagon, and the rest of you follow.
Could I get a recap, please? The last thing I heard was roll an awareness test.
Of the soldiers.
Yes, so you spotted a cart guarded by some Free Guild soldiers who stopped by a tavern and then got some barrels out of a cellar, put them on the cart, and then carried off. And Zuriel and Molasses saw that they were really nervous and on alert,
Right.
and acting suspiciously.
And we intuit that they're shifting Defoliant and taking it somewhere else, potentially where the ship captain is with a certain helmet.
Yeah.
So I'm
You never know!
more than happy to do obviously I'd rather do a more grand stealth, but if you want me to just skip along and route across the shadowy corners to follow them, more than happy to.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd like the group to be able to follow as well, then yeah.
That's the only question. We could do a good classic.
Because
Up
you
ahead,
could.
shadows and wave, and then nip the next one, and then wave.
Yeah, exactly.
Orixion is doing the Assassin's Creed follow the target mission on the rooftops, keeping
We've
them
got rooftops. Oh,
Nice.
keeping them in view.
well, does that mean we both have to roll a stealth test though?
I feel like I should, if I have to roll stealth, I should get to roll stealth with advantage, given
Yeah.
unless they're like staring up at the rooftops.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, let's do it then.
How does advantage work in this? I've forgotten.
It's just the difficulty decreases, so it would be a 4-2. So for you, it would be a 3-2.
Okie dokie.
So we're going 2 DMO.
Yeah, they total.
Right, brilliant. Okay, so roll.
Nice.
4 as the DM. We get 2 fours.
Like a bat.
Boom.
Whoa!
Whew.
Oh.
4 successes. I'll use my focus to turn that into a
Trip 6.
4. Well, no, 3 6 and a
Nice.
4.
Trying to catch smoke. Catch smoke.
It's that. It's that.
Nice. So yeah, they no idea that 2 Stormcasters, Alarith Stoneguard, and a Door of Cain assassin is following them through the midday streets.
With that kind of roll, can I be on the other side of the wagon, please?
Well, you wanted to guide the rest of your party, so
Oh yeah, of course. That.
I don't think you have enough bits of clothing to drop as a bread trail.
Okay, well, can I in character, I can leave a trail of blood, drips of blood. But,
That is true.
I would just like slash around happily and just trail of blood behind me.
That is true. But there are certain districts where there's a lot of dry blood, I imagine.
Yeah, that's only going to work.
Well, this would be fresh blood.
If you go past the fighting pits again.
Fuck it. Go anyway. Oh, they're in the fighting pits.
I'm just going to grab a drink.
Fine. Classic stealthy shadows then.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Zuriel and Carrich making small talk as they follow Orixion in the sky. How are you getting on with the loss of your friend, Carrich? I trust you are keeping on the good fight.
There's no fight to be kept. Right now I'm just following orders as you guys basically lead me to wherever you think I should go. With the promise that maybe I'll get to Dazwal eventually, yes?
On my honor, we shall do our very best to secure the safety of your helmet.
That means a great deal to me. I honestly thank you.
Have you read anything good lately? I hear that the bards of this town have got some very enjoyable scribbles available for download from their e-scroll store.
Sadly, I haven't been able to get the application to work properly. I've even asked Berta, and she hasn't been helped either.
I've never really found that hammers are very good with accessing tomes.
I'll have you know she's a great hammer, not just a hammer.
Yeah, yes, a very good hammer, yes.
Your journey takes you along the docks to the very edge of Bleakscale Harbour. The harbour is busy as sailors move between jobs. Native Akshians try to move their goods offshore, and foreign traders embark to find riches in the realm of fire. As the boats come and go from the docks, they would usually drift through the mists and gloom left from the Defoliant, but today you see some of the crews already battling with an overgrowth of lichen and seaweed as they try to get their ships away from the land. Between the various harbour buildings, one storehouse stands out, not due to the colour or size of the building, but due to the small groups of humans and elves who are standing near each entrance. As you watch, carts of goods enter the building, are checked over by the guards, and are waved on into the storehouse.
I'd just like to hear you say actions again.
Actions.
Yeah.
I've learned how to... Is A-Q-S-H-I-A-N.
What?
Yeah. Just...
Actions.
Because I know the term action, I never just thought that it'd be actions, and then I was like, well, how many, it's all about that. It's all about that action economy,
See, this brings me back to my why does Q exist conundrum. It's just a K.
You don't want to know. It's a shitty conspiracy theory. Don't get into it.
Nah.
First, I thought it was about
this
the
is
Bonnh
great
character.
shit.
Then I thought it was the letter. And I was like, why was he going with the letter Q?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm talking about the letter Q.
Oh, I thought it was
It's just a
Oh.
K. It's just a K written differently.
I've gone on a roller coaster.
I am sorry for derailing us.
I'm sorry. Yes, sorry.
Going on,
Forget
and
that.
I'm
Sorry.
really confused.
Dark wheat beer is really yummy. That's my input.
And back on the rails.
So you've approached this storehouse, and you see the cart that you were following also get checked over by the guards, rolls on in, and then they close the doors. What do you do?
So what's the kind of... Yeah, what's the outside of the compound, the building, the warehouse? What are we looking at?
Yeah, so you can see... let me just...
And do you have a position on the map?
So you can see... I don't know exactly where it is on the map, but it's somewhere along the harbour.
Cool.
But there's sort of a double doors to the front of the building, and then there's a sort of a big slidey metal door, which is facing the water, which is obviously open for loading goods onto ships. But the cart itself went through these kind of wooden doors that were open, and now being guarded by 5 fellas.
So there's a big, what do you got, warehouse? Like a big...
Yeah.
How far is the big double door? If you go around the side, I guess, where the steel door is, what's the distance between those two?
Not too far, but the way you're coming, you'll walk straight past the guards, and there are guards on the other side as well.
Oh, someone stayed outside the front.
Yeah, there are guards at every entrance.
I have a plan, but let's see how it'll go. It's a good plan.
Famous last words.
It's a very cunning plan.
Zuriel catches the look in Molasses' eyes and sighs, grabs his staff and prepares to have to charge in belatedly in support.
I would be very disappointed. Well, they were caught up. What are we like? Huddled behind some barrels, like some bric-a-brac, kind of like. Is Orixion still on the roof? Is he still on the rooftop looking down?
He hasn't yet dropped down, but I just kind of assumed that Orixion could, from where he was, see everything that's just been seen by the party in terms of the frontage of the warehouse and the loading doors and everything. But at this point, yeah, he'll jump down and kind of catch up and...
Skadoosh.
My plan is to cast an illusion of some kind of boat coming up to the side of the harbour carrying barrels of similar looking barrels, to try and prompt some kind of either the side open or guard to be pulled away, or some kind of movement around, either opening a gap or at least weakening their defences for us to make a sneaky attack at the front, potentially. But I do need to be... the range is medium to cast illusion, so I might have to get a bit closer.
Do you have a size-based limitation on those illusions?
The size-based limitation is it can be the size up to a zone in size.
Wow.
Which sounds pretty big to me.
Yeah, that is big.
It's
Yeah.
potentially massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, a house.
Yeah. Or a boat.
Yeah. For reference, the big spider you fought and the big tree you fought were the size that take up a whole zone. So
yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
But it can be much smaller if you choose. It can be a zone. So yeah, some kind of like, I'm thinking some kind of, something, obviously I can see boats around, I've seen the barrels, so create something that, looks, but also it'd have to, I don't think I can create like people on it, so I guess big enough that potentially someone could, they could think inside, tailing it in, so they don't think, why is this unmanned boat just appearing?
Yeah. Rest of
But
the
again,
party?
Yeah, same
Standing
reaction.
by, I guess.
I mean, you can't. It's not exactly some. If Molasses wants to do it, Molasses does it.
There's,
Not,
yes, there's not a coordinated plan happening. There's Molasses has made a boat appear.
Well, not yet, we'll test. But like I said, it's got a medium range, so do I need to get closer? In which case, obviously, I would be looking for some kind of shadow area to slink into and be stealth nearby, which would put me in a more vulnerable position, but allow me to cast my illusion. Obviously, a bit iffy on the distances at the moment. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, I thought you were discussing it with the party.
And then the Molasses gives us like chuckle and I've got a way to distract these fools.
Okay, so
Don't worry.
so roll me the illusion, and then I have to do a.
It's 5/2 on my spell casting. So here we go.
I imagine I have to do an awareness. Would you have to beat the
well,
natural awareness? Is it?
It's a creature inspecting the illusion, like an awareness test. So yeah, they actually inspect it as it comes rolling up. 4S, which I guess obviously Plus, by any physical interaction with illusion reveals its true nature. So yeah, it's not so obviously. Right. Let's see. Let me cast it. Casting. Bonus none. 1 but 2 focus points. Could just bump it up to 2. Yep. So it's just success with no extra bonuses. So the S. It's 4S mind. So the S is.
Successes.
Successes.
Yeah.
Success, which is 2 successes, so 4. Oh, that's not very much. Damn it.
4.
4 2.
4 2.
4 2.
Right. Well, they only have awareness of. What's the first time I rolled today? 3. They've only got an awareness of 3 dice.
One success.
Yeah. So the chaps to the water side start watching this medium-sized boat slowly drift towards the. Well, maybe you explain what the illusion looks like. You explain it to me.
Yeah,
what the illusion looks like.
it's. I don't think it can be static. It appears to include sounds and smells. So it can make sounds. So I guess it's gonna be coming relatively slowly because if it gets too close too quickly, they're gonna walk up and just waft through it. So it's making a bit. It's making some clanging. Is it like a? Would it have like a bell ringing to like smaller little bells that have around it gets getting close? There'd be a bell ringing that's coming in close.
Yeah.
So it's making a bit of a fuss. Maybe there's like sound from something sound like does it sound like trying to call them over? Like, I've got lots of barrels. Whatever the appropriate sounds would be, not those exact
What's
words.
going on in your head right now?
Got so many bloody barrels, you wouldn't believe it. Come get them, lads.
It's always
Not about
Looney
the
Tunes.
context. It's about the bloody barrels themselves.
Exactly, but they can't make out what is being said, but they can hear like someone's yelling from inside,
Fine.
being like, general sounds of urgency and
So the 5 guards on that side walk towards the edge of the water to investigate the boat illusion.
it comes in. Well, I've done my bit. I don't know what's accomplished, but hey, the door. So is the door now unguarded?
Is there now an opening?
They took probably 5 to 10 meters steps forward. But there's also the metal slidey door which you'd have to open as well, which would make a massive racket.
Well, I made my move.
Is that it? That's your gambit? No follow-ups?
What else do you want me to do?
And now backstab.
You go. Well, I mean, I can backstab, but that's
Now asphyxiate.
Asphyxiate's true. I mean, at best I could say is we've now probably got an advantage on attack if we want to do that.
Yeah, you probably got a surprise round. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to push anyone to do something.
I think at this point Zuriel just starts walking over. Since there's no fruition of this sneaking plan, he just walks over in the open.
You will you will lose
Well,
your surprise round if you.
I was
if you
going
do
to
that.
say, again...
Well, yeah, but these are nervous Free Guild soldiers, not necessarily
So
you're going to try
enemies
and...
who should be immediately condemned to surprise ambushes.
Here we go.
So these guys are actually not dressed as Free Guild. Sorry, the Free Guild ones are the ones with the cart, and they left.
Who are these guys?
These guys are like
Right.
just I described them as ne'er-do-wells.
Sorry,
Did I?
regular.
Or did I?
Oh, right. Sorry, these are regular thugs.
Yes.
Right. Well, that changes everything.
Yeah.
We
Definitely
still
we'll
have
go for backstab.
very little indication that they're
Is there anything...
very limited indication, but it's good enough. It's good enough.
Anything about their dress or their... Something would like kind of make
They
them seem...
feel like bad people.
Make them seem similar to like
wait.
the crew on the ship that fucked off, like any kind
Well,
of...
Molasses, are you
So
going to
they-
see this through or what?
Before
Yeah.
we,
Have like darker coloured skin, for example.
No, but one of them is a hobgoblin warlord looking down on his luck.
Oh God!
Here we go.
That should immediately make common cause.
Change the plan. Who's got
Wait.
who's got like
So
a French
they don't look like sailors. No, they look like ruffians. They're armed
So-
with sort of leather. They got leather cuirasses. They got swords. They got axes.
Right.
They're definitely not
Molasses.
sailors.
Do your thing before someone else does it.
Wait, Carrich, go for it.
Oh, no, I was just gonna ask: is it possible to non-lethally down someone in Soulbound?
You know, I haven't actually read anything to that effect.
Yeah, that's
I've
what
been
I'm
asked
asking. 'Cause I
before.
don't remember because I mean I don't.
My
think
sword magically, non-lethally takes him down.
Well, that's why I'm asking because obviously I can't really hit someone with a great hammer and then have them,
Yeah.
you know. But maybe if I can use my fists instead.
We could
Yeah.
comically push them all into the water, and then they go. Oh.
Because I don't
But-
think, like, genuinely speaking, Carrich doesn't think that these people deserve to die just because, yeah, okay, people do bad things, like something like this, but you don't die
yeah.
for it.
I'm happy to use the D&D rule where it's like, if you say you're hitting them non-lethally, like, you know, with the shaft of your hammer or something, just not if it's, you know, a fire spell.
So I still use. You don't want me to use my fist. You still want me to use my.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Well, then in that case, if you can do that non-lethally, then I just say we go and try to knock them out. so that we-
Non-lethal backstab.
Well, I doubt that could be non-lethal. Let's be honest about this now.
Well, it's on you, Molasses.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because she's bloodthirsty. There's a point. Like it's like, yeah, it's not just to. I agree. Nothing. The only difference is we need to get in there. If we don't, they're going to fight us. So
Yeah, how long does your illusion last?
it lasts for 3 hours.
4 days.
It's not too bad. I think it's. I've lost it. Illusion. Plus 1 minute per success. But it doesn't
Okay,
say.
it's starting to. You realise you're losing a grip of your illusion.
It doesn't sound like a lot. Oh,
Is there-
it is 1 minute. Yes, so we only have 1 minute. So yeah.
Fine.
Look,
God.
sorry, Carrich, but yeah, backstab. Just amount of time.
All right.
Where did that boat go?
With the not meaning obviously hoping to rush in together with the everyone try and get the surprise round, not just me. Keep everyone the sign of just go.
Are these the Stormforged okay with this? You're just killing random, not evil people.
Well, I mean, to answer your question out of character, I don't think Zuriel actually really gives many shits about low-life criminal enterprise. Probably just doesn't care.
Backstab
All right.
on one of them. Bam. Surprise round. Yeah, no, I agree, Carrich, but it's the thing of it. But if we don't kill them or incapacitate them, they're just going to turn and try and hit us anyway. So
Yeah, incapacitate. Don't have to kill. Not evil.
but again,
It's guided.
we are not kitted out for being non-lethal. That's the other problem. I think if it was thought of before, and I've been characters that have been non-lethal before,
But you are also underestimating the extent to which Stormcast Eternal's ethics are utterly sort of chauvinist and colonial and absolute.
That's
Like
fair.
criminal
So,
lowlife can just be killed in the greater good, and the greater good is serving God.
So, backstab, right? Double damage, yours armor. What do we? My melee is good. What are we going for defense?
Also good.
Good. So targeting at 4
Yep.
with no bonus. Right, let's go.
Oh, no! Like XP last round. Right?
Oh no!
No XP.
No, we didn't get anything.
Oh no! It's not a great start to this fantastic endeavor. I will use my metal to add a dice, reroll something.
So what do you do with your backstab? Isn't it double?
Yeah, backstab double damage ignores armor. But at the moment, I'm not doing much damage at all because I fucked up the roll. So
Yeah. You're doing 1 damage with your focus point.
yes, exactly.
So you do
two
2.
damage.
You do 2 damage ignoring armor, which is something.
But the metal, I think we said last. I can't do 2 backstabs with metal. That doesn't make sense. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same. It's a surprise round, right? It's called the surprise round. So
I'll happily take 2 backstabs if you let me have them.
Okay, I'll do it, but it has to be. Oh no, Well, you've got 2 daggers, right? So you could do
the
one on
regular
each,
dagger,
or
right? Yeah, well, one's my Carrich, so it's special. So yes, I'll use the other one because this one can also stun them as well. So this is on the Carrich. So let's figure that out. So this does 2 damage then, right? But it also the Carrich will stun them as well. So you just take a DN 4x mind determination test. So X damage suffered. So 2. Another 4/2 test needs to take to see if he's stunned for determination.
failed.
So he's stunned. Whether or not that, and then I'll take my regular knifey.
Yeah, so that stun makes their defense 1 or less. So
sweet. So I'm going to die. Yeah,
so you're on
3.
3s. Yeah.
Here we go. Now we're talking. That's better. We got 2, 4, 3 damage there. So that's 6 more damage.
Yep. So that one just splat falls into the water.
Nice.
Next PC turn of the surprise round. Oh no, sorry, it's the initiative order. So.
Oh yeah. So
I mean,
same
you rolled
question
4,
applies.
so
Yeah. So no.
It's Orixion or Zuriel.
Go on, Orixion. I got to do all of your actions last week.
Okay. Orixion will swoop with full force into this chap right here, and go in for a Palpatine shoulder stab with the star blade.
I love that.
And almost certainly do no damage at all because my melee is still average.
Mm-hmm.
But we do get an extra d6 to roll on the attack because of unstoppable force. So that is 1, 2. What did we? 1, 2, 4.
Those are the guards from the other door that you saw as well.
No parts.
Who will hear this ruckus?
Did you say their defense was good?
Defense was good.
Okay, so I'm hitting on 5s. Oh,
Nice.
Can we get some zones drawn up, maybe?
Some zones drawn up a bit.
so we've done 4 successes there.
Nice. So they have an armor of. They have an armor of.
Process, so it's 5 damage.
Nice. So they have armor of 1, so it's reduced to 4. That's still pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, Captain.
And then I might spend 1 metal to give the old lantern a blast. Light of Sigmar.
Nice.
On every enemy in the zone. So it's DN 5/1 Soul Devotion test, and enemies in my zone suffer 1 damage per success.
Mm-hmm.
This hasn't historically worked very well, so fingers crossed. I do have 1 focus though, which can resolve 1 success into. So I get 3 successes.
You need a 5, don't you?
Sorry?
You need a 5 to make that a success. Because you
Oh,
got
sorry,
a couple of 3s.
Oh well.
So 3 is that 3 damage to each?
No, just 2.
Okay.
1 damage. 1 damage per success. So 2 damage on each enemy in my zone.
Nice. Is that ignoring armor or with armor?
I can spend 1 extra metal to have it ignore armor, and I will do so.
Yes, because you start with 3, don't you? I think.
No, I start with 2, but I hadn't spent any. So I spent 1 to do the.
Ah, yes, of course. Yeah.
So I've now spent both my metal.
Nice. So the guy you stabbed just dies in the burning light. And then the rest are like, ow, me eyes.
He judges you, low lives. Do wells.
You're one Google search away from getting melted by this lantern. Cool. Zuriel.
Zuriel will send a bolt of coruscating lightning forth from his hands at the nearest ne'er-do-well. Like so. Oof.
Whoop.
Nice. Well, that is 4 damage.
Ignoring armor or with?
Not ignoring armor.
Alright. 4 damage, you say? The nearest
4
one...
damage, I say.
The nearest one is sizzled, but is still fighting.
That is obnoxious. However, Zuriel will now, instead of blasting away again, will now cast Mystic Shield on himself.
Like a true hero.
It's a concussive shield. It's Quen, right?
Quick, Daryl.
Yeah.
Who's the champ who can cast a shield on themselves in League?
Well, there's Morgana.
Yeah,
It's a lot of-
Morgana.
Well, you Morgana now. Lulu.
Nice. I've now got Mystic Shield for 4 rounds.
All right. Carrich.
Nice.
Right, so, you stayed in that zone.
Oh my god, has Alex actually got the chaos dressing gown?
Oh my god, he has. Despite being such a fucking sucker for the Imperium as well.
Well, actually, you say that, Mannion.
Fucking 5,000 points of Black Templars has a Chaos apron. Oh, he's got both.
The perks of being
Yes.
paid to pretend to be an 11-year-old boy.
I hope it was a good in-depth review of that dressing gown.
Yeah, only 500 words. They're a bit thin, but I like the small ads.
Alright, go on, Carrich.
Right, so Carrich rushes in and tries to start knocking people out without.
Oh, pretty glad I casted Mystic Shield on myself then. Didn't really...
What?
Didn't think we were going to go with the old 3-sy 1-sy split.
Well, just give me a
3 mid.
minute.
3 mid.
Give me a minute. Well, I just assumed that because now this is a surprise round, right? So you're going to be acting again soon. So just I have a plan.
Yeah,
Well,
Carrich will.
Unless, yeah.
Well, yeah, but still, there's still a plan. Anyway, right. Rush in, try to knock people out before they get killed by these murderous assholes.
Fine. This guy's shrieking in sort of lightning pain.
Yeah, that's why I want to knock him out first.
Yeah,
because he's
fine.
in enough pain. What's the DN, please?
Their
So my melee is good.
defense is good, so it's 4.
Okay.
I don't like this song anymore. I'm bored of it.
I like it.
Hey, let's get some of the battle jazz on.
I thought you were
So
going to say
that's
the
4.
Dread. Judge Dread.
So that's 4 successes using
Oh
my
yeah, let's get that is what I meant, but my brain went to that time when we did actually have battle jazz briefly.
Oh, yeah.
Which was pretty funny.
4 successes using my focus, which is 6
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, you just smack him with the ferrule of your hammer, and he goes down like a
Right.
sack of spuds. A
And
tinged
using my-
sack of spuds.
Excellent use of the word "ferrule," by the way.
Ah.
It's a really great word.
They love it in the AOS books.
And using my metal, I will try to leap on to the next one.
It's always the sound of the ferrule on the flagstones
Oh yeah. Okay.
of the Lord Arcanum.
Yes.
Not as good. It's just 4 damage now.
You give him a good smack, but he's still swaying on 2 feet.
So that's the end of my turn because I used my metal.
Yes, and then next round, Carrich.
Right. So, I will rush up to here and use my first action to cast Mountain Stance,
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
which is that. Right.
Okay.
And as my metal, I will cast Bulwark to defend this area from incoming enemies.
You see how this doesn't really help me?
I know, but and while I do so, while Carrich does that, he shouts,
Get behind me.
well, yes, and actually get inside, and I'll hold these people off.
Oh.
What's their initiative?
Well, I don't know that, do I? That's metagaming. I didn't
No,
want to ask.
I'm asking for me, the player of this game.
Well, when
we'll
Carrich
find out
finishes
about
their
basically.
turn, yes, you will find out.
So that's what I'll do. So I have Mountain Sands and Bulwark
Alright.
defending the area.
We'll remind ourselves what that is when people move into your area. But fortunately, they don't have to. Because they have a nice juicy target right in front of them.
Who was abandoned.
Yeah, so their initiative is 5.
Well, Carrich, hasn't this gone well?
I didn't think they had.
You've run away from me to a
I
different
didn't-
zone that didn't need defending.
But I was trying to get you guys to go in without having to kill everyone.
It's interesting because you didn't say that.
I,
You just assumed that we'd know that.
no, but I couldn't tell you that before it was my turn
I
because
need
that
your
was
help. Fuck you, Carrich.
I don't want to mitigate.
So, Zuriel, what's your defense currently? Your defense rating?
It's now good.
Alright, so they have good... Oh no, sorry. So this is... So the two at the back are firing their hand crossbows. They only have average
They
ranged.
all attack at once. They don't take 1, 2, 1, 1. They all go at the same time.
They're initiative 5, so they're on their own initiative.
So it's never alternating. It's just everyone 5 goes.
Yep.
Goes. Wow.
Yeah.
The alternating thing is an unusual.
Oh wait, sorry, I said I
Many
had
around.
Bulwark. I meant Starward Guardian. Bulwark is just a
I
passive.
don't think anyone cares.
There's no. Surely you could have moved in front of.
Yes, but what? Okay, read it please, and then you'll see why.
Alright, in the
I was
meantime,
trying to
I'll do
keep
my
them
attacks.
Let's do your thing.
So that is nothing. That's 2 successes. I don't think that gets through your armor, does it?
Armor is 2.
So hand crossbow is it's just the successes. 1 focus, but doesn't help me. Yeah, so you're fine. And then the 3 who are attacking you with daggers. That's good as well. So they need 4s. Wow, that's terrible. So we've got 2. 2 does nothing. Okay, there we go. So we've got 4 successes. So it's 4 damage, but I can use my point of focus to make the other one a 6. So I've got 2 6s, and the 6s ignore armor.
Youch.
So your armor takes the 2 damage anyway, and then there's 2 mortal wounds essentially.
Sort of makes no difference in the end, but
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we take 2 damage. That one who attacked me must now make a opposed might or reflexes test against my channeling.
All right. Reflex is body. It's body, isn't it?
And must beat 3 successes.
I do not.
You're stunned!
I'm stunned, sir.
Let's all try to remember what stun does again.
I know.
The important bit is it reduces their defense by 1 step, and they can either move or attack, not both.
Yes.
And then there's something
Right.
else as well. And they can't use metal, but it doesn't matter here. Right. And then these other blokey blokes will try and hurt Orixion for the good it will do them. Probably.
Why is there just 1 left with the crossbow? Is he?
He's unconscious.
Ah.
What's your defense, Orixion?
I believe it's 2. One moment.
I mean your defense rating.
Oh, I see. Sorry, it is average.
All right, so I'm doing 3s. So 1, 2. So that's 5 successes, I'm afraid.
Ooh. Bloody
Or
hell.
with the
these?
1 focus. So 5. That's 5 damage.
Okay. So 3 goes through. So 2 armor.
Yeah, and then the other one, it's just another 2 damage.
From the other guy. Okay, so that
Yeah.
goes to my armor. Fine.
Cool. And then initiative for Peeps, please.
I think Zuriel will be taking his turn now.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt and lightning.
Right. Zuriel will lash out with his Incantor's staff at the stunned one, spending a point of metal to hit extra hard.
So down to average defense.
So that is... Am I good or average? I should be good on attack at least. Yes, I'm good on attack, so that's 3s. Got a bonus of 2.
Oh.
It's still only 4 successes, which isn't superb. I've got no focus, so that is... I think it's 1 plus successes on the staff, so yes, 5 damage. Crushing, if relevant.
Alright, so you give him a good whack, but he's still in the fight.
How frustrating.
Carrich will take his turn, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's top of the round now.
Okay. Well, in that case... Still my turn.
I know. I'm just saying I have something that can really help.
Well, I suppose he's just gonna have to just finish him off, eh? Might as well just finish him off, bop him with the staff. Just say him again.
Sorry, get down. Get down. No.
Do you have 2 metal as well?
I have 2 metal, yeah.
Nice.
So my second attack, this time with
Solid.
no metal. Hit. Oh, same number of successes, even without the thingy. Anyway, should be dead now.
Yes, you give him the old Gandalf swirly staff attack.
Oh.
There's just no place for a hobbit. As Carrich stands there, being like, "You do you, bro."
Yeah, I won't let them in here.
I've drawn a line in the sand with my ferule.
Don't worry, I've got a plan.
Alright, Orixion.
You realise I can't tell you my plan until it's my turn. That's metagaming.
I have a plan too that might fuck up your plan.
Why do I even bother?
Orixion.
So these guys in front of you are looking pretty worse for wear after being beaten up by Carrich.
It's still Zuriel's turn, isn't it?
No, he's
No,
finished attacking.
You have 2
Orixion.
metal, don't you?
Yeah, but I used my metal on my first attack.
Wait,
assuming
you're
that that
staying
would be
there.
enough
You
to kill.
can't leave?
I'm engaged in combat.
You could.
I am a celestial vindicator. I do not run away from gutter trash.
Can I ask a question?
This man gets it.
I love my
Yes,
turn.
sorry, mate. Our metal resets when we get 1 back when our turn starts, right?
Correct.
Great, cool. Orixion, if you can kill both those people, that'd be great.
Orixion raises the Sigmarite lantern she was gifted upon being given the role of Knight Azyros of the God King, and bears it to the very closest of centimeters from the faces of the men in front of him. Calls forth with all his fury the light of Sigmar. Which is going to be 5 dice for a 5-1 test. And we get 2. But we have focus, so we can make it 3. And we do 1 damage for each success to everything in the zone.
Was the DN 5?
Pardon?
Was the DN 5 or 4?
It was... Oh, I see. Yeah, I've done the same fucking thing again. Yeah, the DN's 5, so I only get 2. Because my focus doesn't help me.
Cool. Is that 2 damage?
So it's 2 damage, but I'll spend my remaining metal to make it ignore. So I've got 1 back from my turn, so I'll spend it again.
Cool.
To make it ignore armor. So we do 2 damage to each of the 2 guys.
Cool. So the one on the left just melts, I guess. It's a bad dude. And the other guy is sort of blinded, but he's still somehow holding his weapon aloft.
Calm down, Molasses. It's not that bad.
It's my dog keeps licking the plates in the dishwasher.
And then I think and then I think it's Molasses. You're the last initiative 4 person, last person to act. This round.
Yeah. I really want to use my blood sacrifice, but again, I think you need to. It says you can spend a metal to do it, but I have no metal right now, so I use metal in my last turn.
No, you get a metal at the beginning of every turn.
Well, yes, but the blood ritual would happen as soon as that person died, which is before my turn. So I think which
fine.
is really this makes this skill is so fun, but it really makes it quite fiddly.
If you kill someone, you can then use your metal to do the blood sacrifice.
No, it's if anyone dies. So it's when any sentient dies on its own, dies a violent death.
Yeah,
so
but you
killed.
Yeah, okay, fine. But you could also still do it if you killed the person.
This is actually very true. That's good. But again, I'm just so metalless. I'd have to kill him without metal to have a metal to do the thing.
Yeah, I mean this guy's pretty weak.
I
think he's pretty easy prey. From your
another question
expert
before
eye.
I move ahead with any plan. Zuriel took a bit of a whack, a hit, right? Carrick's chonky though, right?
Yeah.
Carrich can take some hits.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. I'll go for the. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I can do that. That's great. So I get a bonus on that. So I'll go for the kill. I'll just rush in. Yeah, with my.
You can also kill the unconscious guy. He's still got some blood in him.
That sounds good. If I could kill both of them, well, I guess
if you could do coup de grace.
Well, I could go for my spell that affects everyone. Just hope I get lots of extra, do lots of damage on them, I suppose. Yeah, all right. Let's do that. Okay, I'm using my. I'm hoping they've only got a few points left. I'm going for my Crown Asphyxiation attack then spell.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Let's see what we do. Let's hope this kills them both. That'd be great if we could. So 5-2. I need to roll loads here. Let's just roll loads. Yeah, come on. Just do a big old roll.
Putting a magical pillow over this guy's face.
Let's just do a big old roll. Come on. Big old roll. It's good. Yeah, it's 4. Yeah, that's 4.
Yeah.
That's great. With 2, I can make that 4. So that's 4 damage goes on them both. Goes through armor.
Yep, they are suffocating and crawling on the floor and die.
I want to do this, but I also don't want to ruin
in a violent manner.
Daryl, you chose actually not to engage in the combat.
Look,
right?
It's happened.
I don't want to fuck up his plan. I also want to do my plan.
I think his plan is beyond saving.
I think we got to save it for the post-mortem. You know,
well then,
carry on.
with that choking as they choke and blood drips from their eyes and ears. Molasses shrieks with intense joy and pleasure, and calls upon all the dark gods to commit a blood sacrifice. And will spend her metal to cast a spell, which is a very passive spell, and the spell she will cast is Miradol, that chooses 2 allies and swaps places with them. But so the plan is to swap Zuriel and Carrick's positions, and you will get an increased bonus of quite a lot of defense in that swap. Carrich. Mirror Dance. Choose 2 allies in long range. The targets immediately swap places. If they choose to, so you can actually say no to this. When you emerge from the portal, you're wreathed in shadow, which increases your defense by a step until the start of your next turn, and can be extended by more depending on how much success I get while casting the spell. So it can plonk.
I'm so torn because what you're saying is really cool and fits with Carrick's plan, but
it doesn't. Well,
sort of. Well, it sort of does. It fits better than it does currently.
It says both of you. It says you don't have to. If you don't want to do it.
However, Zuriel would not back out of a fight he's in the middle of for almost any reason.
Got pretty wounded, and there's people aiming down the sides of him.
But he's a celestial vindicator. He's like the wrath of the God King. He doesn't run away from like bandits.
Yeah, can't you just do like a massive damage spell on them instead?
Not in. I can do arcane bolt.
What was the point of the blood sacrifice then?
It just lets me. It boosts. It doesn't do the spell, but boosted because you get extra. It just makes the spell powerful. They get cast immediately.
Right.
It based on how people kill them, because it's 2 people killed, they get 2 extra dice roll on it, so it really boosts it. So it just boosts the spell by every you got killed. So if there's a mass slaughter, it means they get 6, 7 dice if it's around. So it can get chunky. Well, that's fine. If that was what you said, I won't do that then. That's fine, but I will do something else because why? I'll use Pit of Shades. Just because it's hilarious. This is my Loki spell. Yes, exactly. You open a rift, the infamous Pit of Shades. You send your terrified foe screaming through the portal, plummeting to a shadowy no place filled with the incessant wailing of those who dwell beyond.
Oh yes.
Fucking mess.
So, they're both. Are they both these people unwounded, or they? I can't remember. Is there one more or less?
The remaining 4 are unwounded.
Great. Well, I just pick one of the guys close to Zuriel and chuck him in a Pit of Shade. So, yep. They disappear at the start of my next turn, and each they take damage while they're in the pit.
Yeah, they just get roasted by some drag queens.
Pretty much, exactly. Yeah. And then my blood sacrifice.
The shade.
So it was 2 deaths. So I add dice equal to that, increase the die. So when it says add dice to a test, does that mean add to the minute you roll?
Yeah.
Cool.
So add it in your bonus.
Just add bonus 2. Great. Okay,
Correcto.
Cool. So I'm casting channeling. Here we go. It's 5/3, so it's quite a chunky spell, but hopefully with this bonus it'll be good. And
A bit of shade.
2. Here we go. Where we go? Okay, good. It's success, but not extras. I've got 2 focus, so I can make that up to 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 5, 3, so 1. Yep, that's great. So 4 successes. That's 1 success over. So that's great. So that guy disappears to a Bit of Shades. So he's now falling forever. Until my next turn, he falls. Actually, 2 turns he falls, and they'll take 2 damage when he comes out.
2 turns, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Addition. So he's out play for 2 turns, and when he pops back in, he takes 2 damage. That's fun still.
All right. Okay. Next round. Carrich is still there.
Enact your plan.
Well, he's still standing there.
Well, seeing as how clearly Zuriel ignored Carrick's, I wouldn't say orders, just Carrick's yells and shouts.
They ignored mine as well, to be fair.
And they're doing nothing except for killing everyone else. He literally has to be the one to try to stop them by knocking them unconscious. So, bonus action, remove mountain stance, rush in, and start hitting people, I guess.
Fine. So one of these guys is falling through a pit. Is he? You can't see him, right? He's
he's disappeared. Yeah, he's disappeared.
Fine. Yeah.
I'd attack the crossbow people if I would.
So I might just move him to another
No,
layout.
I'm attacking the one that's right in front of Zuriel.
Also a good tactic.
Attack. Defense is good.
So that is 3 successes, because I only have 1 point of focus, which is 5 damage.
Crisp. But he's still standing.
Well, in that case, second action would be to cast. Well, not cast. I'll be defending Zuriel to try to save this thing from dying.
Zuriel's literally fine.
You took wounds. You took wounds.
Zuriel took 2 damage to his toughness.
I thought you took minor wounds. You said.
No.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, well, still, I mean, Carrich in general, he's just a defender, which is what he was trying to do.
That's cool. I was just correcting the record on the fact that he is.
No, that's fine. So I thought I heard.
Yeah, but in his eyes,
he's
saving
2 minor
Zuriel.
wounds.
Yeah.
Alright.
No. He's alright.
Just so you know, Ollie.
Yes.
So my natural armor is good,
Mhm.
but because of bulwark, since I started with 2 or more enemies within close range, it goes up to great.
Mhm.
Because I'm defending someone, that goes to superb,
Mhm.
and because of stay on your toes, which is this, it goes up to extraordinary.
6s it is. Are you feeling lucky? Well, punk. So that is, I got 3 successes on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
What's your armor?
My armor is 3.
Well, you're in your happy place. Finally.
So you're not getting past me.
No. Initiative 4 people then, please.
Allow Zuriel to take the.
Yes. Bear with me. I'm just looking at my spells again because I actually might have a good one.
Also, just so you know, Zuriel, that was really good roll, so it would have hurt you a lot. So you're welcome.
There are a lot of 4s plus.
There's it says nothing in the rule that shades, but I assume he appears where he disappeared from. So just watch your head.
Actually, sorry, Carrich. Those 6s ignore armor, so it was actually 2 damage.
Oh, well, okay, that's fine. I can take them.
All right. Let's try something from the list of spells that are a little bit harder to cast, and so I've not used them yet.
Ooh.
We're gonna cast Purifying Blast.
Oh wait, it's 3 6s, not 2, right? So I need to lose 3.
It's a 5-3 test.
Chunky.
So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna use my metal. Well, that's good that I have that extra focus point.
Yeah, that's a lot of
I would have done the
3s.
little. Let's look at all those fucking 3s. Okay, so Purifying Blast goes off.
Mm-hmm.
You unleash a wave of celestial energy that blasts the spirits of the unworthy from their bodies.
Yeah.
Each enemy in your zone must make a DN4S Soul Determination test. On a failure, they are knocked unconscious.
Well, you'll be glad to know they have 1 soul each.
So they need to beat 3.
They need to beat 3 on 1.
They can't.
Yep, because it's successes, right? So there's 3 successes in the test.
Yeah, but so they can't beat.
Oh yeah, so they can't.
They can't beat it.
Nope.
So they're all
Unconscious?
Let me just check exactly what it says. Yes, unconscious until the start of my next turn. If I got any more successes, it would extend the duration.
Alright, is that all of your
That's
actions?
my turn. Yeah, that's it, because I used my metal to do it.
Fine. Alright, unconscious. Let me just double check what that means.
Should have done that earlier.
Carrich is like, yay, I've done a thing.
No, it's not. It's just completely not what I wanted to happen.
They're all asleep, yay.
I know what's gonna happen now because we've already had someone unconscious get killed. So
unconscious creatures can't move or speak. Wait, what? Unaware of their surroundings. Yeah, no duh. And are incapacitated, which means they can't defend themselves. The DN to hit an incapacitated creature is always 2.
Oh my god, no.
And because they're prone, their defense is reduced. Yeah, that's fine. You also increase your things a step, attacking a prone creature. And this is from range. Okay, fine. So, Molasses and Orixion. You are now hitting on 2s.
I really misread that spell earlier. Before reading it again to think about using it, and it's just better than I thought.
Well, I'm going to go. Well, I'll go first, because it's a classic party spell, which can lower. Well, it's more that my spells can. My spell will lower their defense as well, so they could even get down to 1. So I'll run in behind Mr. Completely Impenetrable Zuriel, who never needs help.
I don't know this for sure, but I have a feeling you probably can't decrease it to 1.
Okay.
That's how it works in Warhammer, so I don't know if it's the same here, but...
Well, let's find out. Either way, it's still my best attack for multiple.
Well, it's always going to be on the ladder of steps, right? So even if you're like 10 steps above, it'll still be a 2+.
Yeah, exactly.
I see, but you can't go into DM1, so...
In the same way that you can always hit on a 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Warhammer rules.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it still is my best attack for multiple people, so it's fine. So I rush in, and a Crown of Asphyxiation! I'll use metal to double...
Oh, you bad man.
Wow, so we're choking the unconscious people.
Something
feels extra awful about that.
I've already done that once. Don't worry about it. It's already happened.
Yeah, that was by accident. That was a happy accident.
Is anything an accident? Right, channeling, here we go. Lovely. Target heads. 5. Because no defense. Submit. Go. Oh, lovely. That's 4. So yes, that's nice. 4 damage, everyone.
Alright, so this guy dies. I think... yeah, these 2 don't actually die.
But the defense decreases another step.
To 2.
Damn it. Well, it's...
Is that your early action, or you got another?
Metal, I guess. Fuck it. Yeah, why not, eh? I'll cast an Arcane Bolt. I've not done one before, so why not? I'll Arcane Bolt the alive one.
Fine.
Not done that yet. Here we go. Targeting is 4.
I like how the DN to hit them is 2, and yet you're still casting spells.
Yeah, I have no idea why you're doing that.
Just go and stomp on their heads.
I think I could do more damage with the spell. You're probably right. Arcane Bolt's probably a bit silly. I haven't used it before, right? I just like to try and...
No worries, yeah. Go ahead.
There you go.
Try it out.
3. That's 4. That would be 4 successes. So that would be 3.
Yeah.
4 damage. Another 4 damage.
Definitely kills one.
I'm at distance.
It's like in Avernus when that I think it was a Minotaur or something was like running away, and you're all lining up to see who could shoot it. It's like that. Go on. Forgotten your bloody ranger's name.
Bubblemoose.
Bubblemoose.
That range was silly. Still, it was like
yeah.
any map you put me on, I was like, yes, I could get him over there. I could get him over there.
Right, go on, Orixion. Go stand on this guy's head.
Go on, boys. Chop his head off. Yeah, all right. Orixion will do his little wing charge and try and chop his head off.
I think he's unconscious. Let's try.
It's going to. I'm choosing the word very carefully. Gonna try to chop his head off.
I just imagine you just fly up and then just land straight down.
Yeah, it's very dramatic.
So it's gonna be 5.
He's a lot more Space Marine than Stormcast, what he's doing right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much so. So 5 dice hitting on 2s. We hit with everything. So it's 6 damage.
Yeah, he's toast. And then the guy pops out of a pit of shade, I've been falling for 10 minutes. And then and then you just all fucking like he asphyxiates and gets stomped on and all that stuff at the same time. It's fine. It's nearly time to end, but once combat ends and the screaming stop, there is no noise from the storehouse. So what is your plan of action now?
I can tell you one thing, it doesn't involve boats.
The boat was a fucking genius idea. It fucking killed them all. We'd have been dead if it wasn't for that boat. Well, I don't know about you guys, but not that I'm a door kicking kind of guy with this character. But it feels like just fucking kick over the door and see what's next.
Once a clattering has started outside, I think door kicking is the approach.
Yeah, natural choice.
Alright, the front door.
Well, yeah, the front door, the steel door sounded complicated.
Yeah. Alright, so you kick open the... Ooh. That's the fun, revealing fog anticlimax.
Oh!
What the hell is that?
Da-da-da.
Christ.
Nice.
Should have been more stealthy, guys.
I would like to see a close-up of that, please.
Yeah.
Close up of that.
Okay, there's someone else. I didn't kick over the door. Someone else did open the door, whether it wasn't me.
I'll just make a big one.
Oh,
where's the blood?
Hey, you got your wish.
Oh, it really is quite a nice little half squat there.
And also,
that's actually a very strange pose.
That's the best for hand crossbowmanship.
Is it?
I assume did Zuriel and Orixion kick over the door? Bit of an oversized push.
Yeah, probably. So what you can see is this warehouse, and this bit here is a gantry where these two.
Oh, it's a gantry. Oh, cool.
These two more interesting looking blokes are, and this dotted line is with the zones. It's split into two diagonal zones.
Fun.
And you can see in the back here there are two elves guarding a very large crate with holes in it that makes loud noises.
Oh dear, don't like the sound of that.
It's a rancor.
Fucking rancor. Look, they're good guys now. They've been retconned by Book of Boba Fett.
They bloody went and did baby rancor.
Yeah.
Not quite as cute.
Because I haven't watched any of it yet.
Minus.
I should probably watch some of that.
So rancor
Cool.
on tactical.
Yeah. And they just misunderstood.
Yes.
Much like these ne'er-do-wells.
Nah.
Yeah, come on. You always give me shit for trying to save the bad guys. Where's Daryl's shit for trying to save the bad guys? He was trying to.
No, I have to give him shit for something else. I'm sorry, I'm busy. Big brain strategy to go and leave me at a zone on my own and defend that zone.
Well, you're apparently bulletproof, so that's fine.
I know you just wanted to use your skill set, and there was a good opportunity to do it.
It's not even wanting to use my skill set. I genuinely okay. So my idea was, see, this is the front part, right? My idea was that if I could come here, I could hold all the other guys off. They couldn't enter because I know that my defense is good enough to actually hold them off from entering. And if they do enter, I can use my shove while in mountain stance to push them into an adjacent zone. Right, so that would give you enough time to, as a unit of 3, go inside, and I'll hold the others out from getting to you. That was the plan. But when you stayed back, I'm like, okay, that's not great, but I'm sure he has more initiative than these grunts. It turns out you didn't.
So, and also now you know, like when you're a tank, you need to know who's going to come to you and who you need to go to.
I had.
Ooh, and who you should not always run away from your allies. That's kind of the number one rule of being a tank, isn't it?
I mean, we had this all the way through Curse of Strahd.
What is that? League of Legends. Right? You know what a tank's supposed to do.
Listen, thank me because I saved you from a lot of damage when I came back.
Yeah, a bit.
A bit? You would have died.
Nah, because all those 4s, they need 5s to hit me, right? Because their melee's average.
No, melee was good.
Oh, the melee was the good one.
Literally, all of them would have hit you.
Look, there would have been a few hits. Would have been a few scrapes. They would have all been concussed.
But yeah, things didn't exactly go.
I like that you had a cool plan. I'm extra glad that your actual plan didn't come off, because then we would have had 5 enemies on the outside. And it's nice to deal with.
Yes, looking at things now, obviously that would have been really bad, but that was the idea. But I couldn't. I can't just outright tell you guys, listen, this is my plan. Because,
no, of course you can't.
I think
but
you can
all Zuriel saw was Carrich running away from him and putting his hammer up, going, don't come in here.
No, but I did shout. I did shout, get behind me, like, get here, I hold them off. So he did tell you what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I think speaking in combat is you can't not speak in your turn. Wait, you can't not speak in your turn.
Exactly. That's why I was waiting until my turn to say anything.
No, you don't have to wait until your turn just to speak.
Wait, really?
Well, I don't think so. I think speaking is like talking between the party is always seen as something that can be done at any time.
But then couldn't that be chalked up to it being metagaming? If I tell Milo, like, for example, before I have my turn, I'm telling him, like, go to the next zone. Isn't that like...
No, because if you're in a battle situation, you have characters who like talk to each other. You might not be ready to do your action yet, but you can be like the first person. If you got a plan, you know.
Also, this is simulating everything happening at the same time, but not.
Milliseconds.
Well, yeah, that's good to know, because if I knew that, I would obviously tell him, like, listen, move your ass.
Yeah, as Zuriel was rushing forward. Oh no, Zuriel didn't move.
Zuriel did nothing wrong.
As they were rushing towards him.
No, I know. Well, I'm just saying Zuriel didn't do anything. He wants no blame. He's being stranded.
I didn't know that you could speak out of turn, because that would have been really helpful, actually.
Yeah.
Although, like I said, it actually kind of worked out in our favor, because...
So it did.
But also, Zuriel, you can't be like, I love fighting, but also, why'd you leave me? It's like, pick one.
Yeah.
Well, it's more no retreat.
Yeah, but it's not like, well, I'm the last person on the battlefield. I guess I'll die.
Wait, so hang on. Zuriel's fine with it.
Yeah.
Zuriel's having the time of his life.
I see. Okay.
It's Milo who has an
He's not fine with it.
Well, both Daryl and Carrich had the purest of intentions.
And why did you want them alive?